At the moment, we're still very much in the dark about the whereabouts of President Kabore. It was reported on Monday that he was being held at Camp Sangul Lamizana, the largest military camp in Ouagadougou, where the mutiny, which eventually led to the coup, started on Sunday. There seem to be two parallel narratives, however, one being that he is there, the other being that he's with the gendarmerie, the military police.
We're also learning, Henry, that the junta held a meeting with ex-ministers and warned them not to leave the country or the capital or obstruct the military officers. What more can you tell us about this new directive?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, the mayor of Ouagadougou was caught trying to exit the country earlier this week, which may be what's prompted the junta to issue this directive for ministers of the former regime to stay in the capital. The new de facto leader of Burkina Faso, Paul-Henri Damiba, appeared on national television just a few minutes ago to say that they were looking for help and consulting with the former members of the government in order to inform their strategy for taking the country forwards.
You mentioned Colonel Henry Paul Damiba, who is now the new leader of this party that they've formed. But who exactly is Colonel Damiba?
Yeah, so he's a 41-year-old infantry commander. He wasn't necessarily well known within the general public, but he certainly had a reputation within the army as being a competent leader, quite meticulous from what I understand in terms of strategy. We do know that he wrote a book last year on how to deal with terrorism in West Africa, which is, of course, a massive problem for Burkina Faso. So I think analysts and the general population of Burkina Faso are really waiting to see what he reveals about himself in the coming days, weeks, and months, and beyond.
We've seen members of the public celebrating the ouster of President Kabore. Were there any pointers that a coup was imminent?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there were a lot of red flags in the last few months, especially that a coup could be on its way. It really all started earlier last year, when there was a major attack, the largest attack that Burkina Faso has seen since its 6-year conflict began, against civilians in the village of Solhan, where an artisanal gold mining site was attacked, and at least 160 civilians were killed. But there was even some debate amongst local media and officials as well that maybe even more than that had been killed, and the government wasn't being totally upfront about the correct numbers.
We had an argument from the military junta that one of the reasons they wanted Marc Kabore out of the presidency is because he could not deal with the Islamic militants and the jihadists in the country. How well can they handle that?
I think that they're going to struggle as well. I don't think that the problems with militancy are going away. A lot of analysts say that the solution to the security problems, not just in Burkina Faso, but in the Western Sahel conflict more generally, is really a development one. The areas of the country which have fallen under control of armed groups linked to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda are also the least developed parts of the country. They've been underfunded for decades now, very few investments made there. And I think most analysts agree that until this problem is sorted out, there isn't really a military solution to the problems in Burkina Faso and the Western Sahel.